Marriage is a very beautiful thing. It was ordained by God. I am sure we all know that God is not a God of confusion. But most people have gotten into marriage without really knowing why they should marry or what marriage is all about, which have caused a lot of problems. We are having many divorces here and there as a result of lack of knowledge. Most people just got married because their friends are married, or some because they are getting old and they don't want to, for the female, they don't want to get to menopause before they want to get married and have children before their menopause. Some because their friends are getting married, they don't want to be left out and all that, without really knowing the reason they should get married, which has resulted in so many crises. We are having divorce here and there every day because most of them that got married don't really understand what marriage is all about. Most of them have just entered, some of them don't really know themselves, they just marry, and at the after everything they will come to realize that they they got married to a stranger, somebody they don't really know. That is why today we hear divorce here, divorce there. In our fathers and our mothers' time, it wasn't, the divorce was not like this, because then they had the knowledge, and most of the people that are getting married today, they are not mentally ready. That is just the thing. When they say maturity is not by age, honestly, maturity is not by age. When you are not mentally ready for marriage, there are bound to be crises here and there because you are not ready. Anything that you're not, even if you're writing an exam and you're not ready for that exam, you are bound to be frustrated inside the exam. Or that is why we should not just rush into any marriage because maybe because of age or because of pressure from our parents or anything at all. We should be mentally ready for marriage before we jump into it. When they talk of age, I've come to realize that getting married now is not by age. It's not by age. There are people that are older, but they are not matured. They are not mentally ready for marriage. So, getting married, you have to be mentally ready for it. Marriage is not a bed of roses. Anybody that will tell you, my marriage, I don't have any issue, the person is lying. Marriage is not a bed of roses. There are so many up and downs that you are going to face. So when you are not mentally ready for it, there are bound to be issues. There are bound to be misunderstanding. There are bound to be divorce here and there. More reason we should be mentally ready before rushing into marriage. Another issue about marriage is that causes divorce here and there is cheating. Well, in this part of our world, in Africa, in Nigeria, they say it's the men's world. So they are allowed to do whatsoever they want to do and get away with it, which is not so in the Western world. When you say you want to leave your marriage because your husband is cheating, what makes you think that the next man that you are going to meet will not cheat? The possibility is low because 98.9% of men are cheats. So when you say because your husband is cheating, you just pack your bag, that is what is raining now. majority of people, women in particular, just pack their bags and go to anywhere, go and lodge in a hotel, go to their friends' houses. Well, cheating shouldn't be the main reason why you should leave your marriage. Men, they are bound to cheat. And some women used to make that mistake because your husband is cheating. You want to go and cheat. Not knowing that we are in men's war. Africa, in Nigeria, we are in men's war. Men can cheat and go scot-free. But women, when you cheat, there are consequences. So, cheating shouldn't be reason why you should just leave your marriage. Maybe marriage that you have used many years to build because of your husband just cheated once and you say you don't want to marry again, you pack your bags and go. That is not the reason you should pack your bags and leave your matrimonial home because your husband cheats. It's not really. And secondly, now I just realized that most women, they don't have secret again. Marriage is not meant for, it's just for two people, not for a crowd. That you have a little misunderstanding, the next thing you have to go and tell your friend. Your friend will tell your friend. Before you know it, your small misunderstanding you had in your home is already everywhere. Now that of social media, after you see it online, because you cannot solve your problem at home, they say they should not put asunder. Don't use your hand to put asunder in your marriage. When a husband and wife have misunderstanding, they're supposed to settle it within themselves. Maybe if they have tried and tried to settle it among themselves, they can't. That is when they will call maybe their spiritual father, depending on who is their spiritual father or their parents. Friends have destroyed so many marriages because of bad advice. It is very wrong to have issues with your husband or your wife and the next point of contact is your friend. You go and tell your friend what happened between you and your wife. It's a very wrong concept, but I've come to realize that that is what is reigning now. If you just have a little misunderstanding, the next person that is hearing it is your friend. You cannot come together and settle it as a couple. It's very bad. We should learn to solve our problems by ourselves without involving a third party. It is very bad when we have issues, when we have misunderstanding. Before you know it, the whole neighborhood will hear that you had issues with your wife because you have already opened the avenue for gossip and talk into your marriage. We should try and learn how to manage our crises in marriages. We should not just always carry our issues outside. It's very bad. Always try to solve your matter at home. You always tell your friend everything that your friend does, that your friend tells you everything that happened in his or her house. No, but you are always the one carrying all your marital issues to go and tell your friend. And definitely if you have the bad ones, they will give you bad, wrong advice that will sometimes result in you filing for divorce, which is one of the reasons why we're having so many divorces here and there. Wrong advice, bad advice from friends, family members. That is what is causing most of the divorce we're having these days. We should try to solve our matters at home, and God will help us. Thank you for your time.